Hey guys, welcome to Keto Paleo Live. It's Sunday again, and this is your host, Jamie Caparoso, and we'll be going over some of the real common keto questions that I often get, and some of the different tweaks and how to get around some of your people that are stalling or not being as successful as you'd like to on a ketogenic diet, those of you who are trying. Percent of the time a keto paleo version. Okay, so I incorporate a paleo grocery list, if you will, or a hunter-gatherer grocery list, or a natural human diet, if you will, grocery list, and then I adjust my macros so that I put myself in a state of nutritional ketosis. And the more and more you read, there's a million and one different ways to set that up. People have different reasons for doing different nutritional ketosis plans, and there's some cookie cutters out there. If you have downloaded my app, Keto Check, I put a real generic cookie cutter ratios on there, and I use percentages most of the time, and those percentages are based on a daily caloric intake of whatever your needs are. Keto Check 2.0 is going to be a little more in depth, and once I launch that, I'm beta testing for Apple right now, by the way. If anybody wants to give that a try, I should be able to send something over to you. Looking for bugs and tweaks and stuff at this point. But so that being said, last time I was a little elusive about basal metabolic rate. I think I said metabolic or something weird like that. I sometimes trip on my words. But what that basically is you figure out what your daily caloric needs are. How many calories per day, depending on your activity level and how you train or don't train or things of that nature. And you'll establish what's considered a daily caloric value for what you need. And from that point, sometimes we'll throw in percentage ratios. So 5% of your day might be carbohydrate, and or arguably 25 to 50 grams of carbohydrate a day, depending on how that math works out for you. Then percentage of protein. I usually have higher protein for athletes and for people not using dairy. So it works out to be 35% usually. Or you can do a grams per lean body mass, if you will. Go with a traditional bodybuilder, 1 gram per pound of lean body mass, or however you feel. Again, not etched in stone, you guys, so don't run with this to the bank every time. This is a places to start. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. Everybody's going to be a little bit more metabolically damaged. Some are going to be fine. Also, some of you may have different goals and needs. Some of you may need just to lose some body fat. Some of them, you may be competitive strength athletes like me, or competitive CrossFit athletes. So my goal and intention a lot of times when I offer these numbers is a place to start. You'll dial it in as you learn, okay? You'll also decide over time what you need to do, what's best for you. If you want to do a standard ketogenic diet, that's fine. If you want to use a paleo grocery list with it, that's awesome too, because there's all kinds of health benefits that come with just eating a natural human diet. No anti-nutrients, less protein mimicry from dairy and stuff like that. All of you will find your sweet spot eventually. Okay, so some of the places people are stalling is if you're an athlete and they think they're getting flat or they're not developing muscle. Like I said, sometimes a little bit more protein in your diet. You can follow some of those traditional things. I automatically go 35%. If you're trying to lose weight, maybe you don't have enough of a calorie deficit, or you are really overeating way more fat than you think. I highly suggest in the beginning, when you're learning, get a food scale, figure out what 6 ounces of chicken equals versus 6 ounces of beef. And people's bodies react different to these animal source proteins too. If I'm eating a lot of red meat or beef, even though it falls in that macro ratio, I'll lose fat slower than if, say, I eat a cold water fish every night for dinner like salmon. These are some things that you can play with and tweak. If you've tweaked the heck out of everything, some other things you can look at. Stress. Stress is a big one. Make steps in your life to remove some stress. That'll help relieve a lot of, relieve stress will also help sometimes let your body release some of the calories for energy. Shift work sometimes is a problem. Candida overgrowth for a lot of you women, we run into that a lot. One of the real tricky ones a lot of times is overeating nuts. People tend to use that as a drive-by. So if they know pecans are okay or they're a high-fat nut and they have them in the cupboard, a lot of times they'll find themselves walking through the kitchen, reaching in, grabbing a handful because they're just used to snacking. One thing you should really ask yourself, and especially if you come from a standard American diet or you're just always eating, am I really hungry or is my mouth just bored? That's a big problem with a lot of people. Our mouth just gets bored, so we want to put something in it. Remember, we started as a species that most of our evolution hungry. So if there's food, feast or famine is a big part of our primal DNA, and if there's food, we'll eat it. So another thing to get over that I had a hard time in the beginning because I was a huge shop vac was always wanting to be full, perpetually eating, because I went from a lifestyle of trying to get big to trying to reel it in. And sometimes you may have to just get used to being a little hungry now and again, okay? Long and short of it is you might just not be used to that feeling, or the feeling of content versus stuffed like you had Thanksgiving dinner. Which brings me to another point. So the holidays are coming up on us, all right? And a lot of you have some goals. And a lot of you have a real addictive personality. So it's real common for you to want to say, screw it, I'm going to have pie, cake, ice cream, and then I'm going to go right back on the bandwagon the day after Thanksgiving, and that's going to foil the whole plan. Some of you are disciplined enough to do that. Some of you follow into such a carb addiction that may not be a viable option for you. So, luckily, hit keto-paleo.com. I'm working with a local baker here, and we've been keto-fying a lot of desserts and common pastries. So he just basically posted a pumpkin pie on there that'll help fill that void. She has some cheesecakes on there that I posted. Hopefully this weekend I have a chocolate chip cookie to put up there. Are they perfect ratios? No. Are they maybe a little over on fat? Probably. Will they knock you out of ketosis? Most likely not. So it's going to be a real low carb dish with some moderate protein and high fat. It's going to be a good treat for you over the holidays and may not trigger that sugar addiction. Again, some of you are in that camp where if you taste something sweet, it's on. Just got to be careful of that. There's a lot of manufacturers out there. There's Keto Cookie, there's Quest Keto. If you guys are looking for some candy options, they got crackers and cups and all that kind of stuff. Real good option. Keto bars are out there. Start looking, start Googling. Manufacturers starting to answer that need. So again, holidays are coming. I think we're better armed now than we ever have been before. It may cause a little extra effort on your part, but I think you can be very successful through the holidays. Okay, so surviving the holidays, stalling, stress, some other things, exercise. All right, so like I said, depending on where you fall in this, your ratios may be different than the common cookie cutter. And you may just have to dial those things on your own. There's lots of resources out there. You can always message me. I'll help you find out where you need to be. The new Keto Check app and some other things I'm working on will help give you guys a starting point. Okay, so, I want to give a shout out to my friend Daryl. I'm wearing his shirt today. Paleo, what do we got here? Get Fit Paleo. He's Primal Play, fitness explorer. Another style of working out. He does a lot of neat stuff. The most I usually get with Primal Play, though, as you see me doing a lot of barbell stuff, is though I got a new puppy at home, so we're playing keep away with the puppy. Half hour of that, I'm telling you what, you're pretty much smoked. So check out Daryl's site if you get chance. Fitness Explorer, Primal Play, real nice guy. One of his biggest, I guess, mantras is you have to get out of breath, and I am a big believer in that too. These, standard just, go for a walk in the park kind of thing may not be helping you achieve your goals. So get out of breath a few times. That may really help. So anyway, I think I've covered everything. Oh no, I'm sorry. January 7th, I'm going to be doing another Keto Paleo talk at University of Michigan. If you guys can make it, that'd be awesome. I'm going to try and live stream it, which brings me to another point. I may be dropping out of Periscope and going with YouTube Live. So keep an eye on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'll let you guys know as soon as I found out the details. What I don't like about Periscope is I lose my video after 24 hours or so, and I have to end up copying and pasting it to YouTube anyway. So I'll keep you guys up on that. So anyway, this is Keto Paleo Live. I'm Jamie, your Keto Daddy. Remember, eat like you care about yourself. That's what's most important. All right, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you later. Bye.